Hi guys, it's Elena from Financialdemics, where I give you the tips and tools to manage your money, increase your savings and your income, and decrease your debt. And today you're gonna figure out how much it costs you to live each and every month. So if you're looking to get your money right and build a strong financial foundation, then make sure you subscribe to my channel. So this is the second video in my Create a Debt Payoff Plan series. If you did not check out the video, I have it linked here and it'll be linked in the description box below. So by now you should know how much debt that you actually pay each and every month and the total amount of debt you actually owe. And if you're just joining in on this series, make sure that you go back and do that step and then come back to this step here. Now you need to know what else you pay for monthly so we can create a realistic debt payoff plan. So for step 2, you are going to write down all the other expenses that you pay for in the month. You already know how much you pay for in debt. So now we're looking for like your living expenses, if you're doing any savings, if you're paying for any tithe, and all of your lifestyle expenses. So, you know, if you're getting your hair done, massages, if you like to eat out at brunch or for lunch at work, anything like that, you want to write those expenses down because that's what you actually pay for during the month. The easiest way to figure out what you spend money on is to look at your bank statements. 2 to 3 months is always my recommendation. You can see where you've been spending your money. And if you see that you are making cash withdrawals, make sure that you account for that also in your list of expenses because that money is being used somewhere and we want to be realistic about how you actually spend your money. So if you still have the paper that you wrote all of your debts on, you could use that same sheet of paper, or I have included an expense template down below if that'll make it easier for you that you can use to write down your actual expenses. But here are the columns that you want to make sure that you include. You want to include the name of the expense, how much you pay each month. So certain things fluctuate like your utilities. Use an approximate amount for those particular expenses. And then if there's certain things that are dead on, like you know that your rent is always the same. If you have Netflix, that's normally always the same. If you pay for cable and internet, that is normally always the same. So those you can write down the exacts. For the others, write down an approximate amount. And just a little tip, if I know that my bill for my electricity is somewhere between $60 and $70 a month, then I typically put down that it is $70. The higher the amount, the more conservative you will be, and it'll give you a little buffer if it is cheaper. Also, for each of these expenses, make sure that you write down the due date if they have one, just so you'll be able to use this information in later steps. Now, one thing that you also should do is prioritize what type of expense it is. Is it a need or is it a want? We all know that we have expenses that we need to have, right? Like we need a place to stay, we got to have food to eat, we need utilities, right? And then we have expenses that we just want, and that's okay too. So make sure that if you have Netflix or if you have cable, I think internet's a need, but you know, depending on your situation, you can figure that out for yourself. Make sure you categorize which expenses are needs and which expenses are wants. Now that you've done that, go ahead and total up your expenses. And once you get the total of those expenses, I want you to add that number to your minimum payment amount of your debt. And that should give you the total amount that you actually pay out each month in expenses. And that total is really what it costs you to live each month. Now that you know how much it costs you to live each month, I want you to look back at your expenses and just star any expenses that you would possibly be willing to cut in order to pay off your debt. Look, I'm not telling you to cut them, but you should star them so you don't have to make that decision later. in the comments below, let me know one of the expenses that you actually are willing to give up to pay off debt. And I hope you are enjoying this series. The next video will be coming in just a few days. Please give me a like button if you are enjoying it, so that'll help get the video out to more people. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I'll see you next time.